it's Jaclyn with systemsforselfcare.com, the place to go if you're struggling with consistency. Today's episode, we're going to talk about how to get back in shape after quarantine. And this episode is also good for just how to get back in shape after a winter slump. I know that it's been miserably cold here in Chicago and in the Midwest. If you're in Texas, I know that the last month has been horrific for you. So let's talk about how to get back in shape, after quarantine, after winter. I mean, it really could be after any period in your life where you stop doing the thing. And the reason I'm going to do this in a couple of different episodes because we really want to unpack some stuff. Usually this is what I see people do as spring as it starts to get warmer out, the sun is up, we're wearing less clothing, we're outside more, we want to move our bodies, and people feel sluggish and they feel like their body is in pain and maybe they want to lose weight, which is fine, whatever, right? And so then they jump into something over the top and then they don't stick with it. And as summer and fall, goes, like when winter hits, they're so excited to stop working out. There's like winter comes up as an excuse to stop working out, or quarantine comes up. It's like, I don't have to keep doing that thing. So instead of jumping into another plan and yo-yoing and doing this all or nothing thing again for years and years and years, let's do some air analysis to figure out why you stop doing the things so that you can create systems that you won't ever stop. So when winter comes up again, or if the pandemic continues on, or if there's going to be a time that we have to go on lockdown or whatever it is, so that you don't ever actually stop doing the thing, but you just consistently do the thing. So air analysis, I want to give you a little bit of background in teaching, especially in being a reading teacher in elementary school. When a kid is struggling with a certain part of reading, you don't just say like, they don't know how to read and just throw them into, like, I don't know, some workbook or something. You do a running record and you see, what is this kid struggling with? Where do they keep making mistakes? When you figure out where they're making the mistake, that becomes your teaching point. You're like, okay, cool, this kid keeps struggling with the ER, the sound ER makes, or this kid is struggling with OR, or this kid is struggling with this sight word, or this kid is struggling with blank, whatever. You figure out where are they making their mistakes. So then you go in and you specifically teach that part so that that kid can learn the thing and move on and be able to read better, right? But you don't just like throw them a new book. You don't just say, you don't know how to read, you'll never be able to learn how to read. We actually figure out where are you making a mistake so that we know what to go in and fix. So that's what we want to do for you as well. You need to figure out, why did you stop working out? Why did you stop moving your body? Why did you stop doing the thing, eating healthy? What happened? And we're going to specifically talk about working out in today's episode, but figure out why you stopped doing the things. Now, this isn't the time to attach shame. Remember, shame is I am a bad person. You're not a bad person because you stopped moving your body during quarantine. You're not a bad person because you stopped moving your body during winter. No, we've all done it. I'm raising my hand. There's definitely been periods of my life that I stopped moving my body, but then it's like, well, why did you stop, Jaclyn? Like, what happened? Oh, that was too over the top. Oh, it wasn't scheduled into your day. Oh, this was stressful, right? So we're gonna unpack this a little bit, and then I'm gonna give you some steps on what to do so that you don't ever get to this period where you're not doing anything for yourself. So let's start with that. Let's start before you jump into another over the top plan, before you start training for a marathon. I'm raising my hand. That was my go-to. Oh, I stopped running. Better start training for a marathon again. That'll get me running again. Before you do that, let's figure out why you stopped. So perhaps you stopped running, or you stopped exercising, you stopped moving your body because you see self-care habits as just another thing on the to-do list, like your ever long to-do list, your never ending to-do list. It's stressful. Maybe you see moving your body is just another stressful thing to do on your to-do list, right? So if that's you, I've talked to a lot of people, and I know that this was definitely me for different parts of my life, especially before I became a runner. I remember my friend taking me to a yoga class on Sundays, and it was like a 90-minute yoga class on Sunday evenings when I was a teacher. Sunday scaries, thinking about lesson plans, thinking about, right? And so I'm being dragged to this yoga class that's really long, and it was stressful. Moving my body in that yoga class was stressful. It was not self-care. It was over the top, right? And so I saw, quote, self-care, I saw yoga, I saw moving my body as just, oh my gosh, another thing that is on the to-do list, another thing that I don't really have time for and I don't really want to do. And I'm letting my friend down, I'm letting myself down, right? So if that's you, if you see moving your body is yet another thing that you have to do, we got to fix that, right? So one way you could fix that is by keeping it really short. Instead of doing 90 minutes, could you do 5? Could you do 10? Could you ease into movement? We want this to be something that's actually helping you take care of yourself and not something that's causing extra stress. Okay. Another reason you might have stopped working out or moving your body and you want to get back in shape right now, you relied on a race or a gym membership or someone outside of you to motivate you. So you had this all or nothing mindset. When you're training for the race, you're all in. You're going to see your personal trainer, you're all in. You're going to your group fitness class, you're all in. Take that away, gym closes down, race gets shut down. We have to socially distance, whatever. Take those things away, and now you're back at nothing. So again, instead of jumping back into another race, instead of jumping back into another blank, let's instead of all or nothing, let's ease into something, anything. So an example of that could be, could you do 5 minutes of stretching every morning? Could you take your dog for a 10-minute walk? Could you go for a 10-minute run walk every day? Could you go for a mile? Maybe every day you're going to dedicate 20 minutes. So maybe on the days that you're running, it only takes you 10 minutes, but the days that you're walking, it takes you 20 minutes to do that mile. Could we get you to do something that's in your control, so that if races are ever canceled again, or if all of these things are ever taken away from you again, you are there to motivate yourself. This is kind of like, and I love races. I'm not down talking bad about races or gym memberships. I love my gym. I miss my gym, but like those things can be taken away. So what are you going to do, right? If those things are taken away, are you going to like, nah, I can't do anything? Or you're going to start taking ownership of your life and what's happening in your day and with your health and with your life, right? So that's what, if you have always relied on something external, now is the time to start relying on yourself and building trust in yourself to move your body. And remember, you don't need any workout equipment. You don't need anything fancy. You can do the one song workout, right? From the self-care sessions. That you can move your body for 3, 5, 10 minutes and start building this in and start building trust. Oh, wow, I really can. Actually, I can wake up and do something for myself. Yeah, cool. I'm going to go see a trainer. I'm going to go to a gym, or I'm going to sign up for a race. That's going to push me a little bit more, but I at least have this baseline so that if something were to shut down again, or when it is winter again, I still always have this thing that I'm doing for myself. I have a system for self-care that helps me be consistent. Another reason that you might have stopped doing anything during quarantine or during the winter is that you just have no structure in your day. Sleep is a mess. Mornings are a mess. You're on your phone a lot. You're watching television a lot. You have no structure. And I think I saw this a lot, especially at the beginning of the pandemic. And I know that a lot of people are still struggling with this. So if this is you, don't worry. There's a lot of people struggling with this. But there was this kind of like at the beginning of the pandemic, oh, it's okay. You can be on your phone for 12 hours a day. It's a pandemic. You don't have to do anything. You can stay in your pajamas and stay in bed. And a lot of people find like, okay, that was okay until we realize that we're not home for 2 weeks and just 4 weeks and 6 weeks. Like this is like, we've been home for 50 weeks and now I've been doing this for 50 weeks and it doesn't feel so good. So if you have no structure in your day and you're just kind of like in your pajamas all day long, it's like, okay, cool. You don't need to jump into a really intensive program. You just need to put some structure in your day. Like, I'm going to wake up and I move my body and then I go shower and I put on real clothes and I start my day. And at the end of the night, I need to be in bed at this time so that I can wake up at this time and do these things for myself. You just need a little bit more structure in your day. And again, you don't have to jump into an all or nothing plan, something super intense that you're not going to be able to stick with. When winter at the end of this year, I know that's weird to think about because we're still kind of in winter, but like the end of 2021 going into 2022, what can current self, present self do so that future self is successful? What can present self do right now so that you're enjoying life and you're building this life that you want to live? And also, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, 10 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, right? Start thinking long term. What can you do for yourself so that you're building these things that you never end up in this slump again? But you're just like, cool, I am actually going consistently. And now things are getting easier. And I have this like solid foundation. I have this solid base that I'm actually building every year. I'm not starting over every spring. I'm building. I just keep going, right? Wouldn't that be an amazing life? Just think about that. How much stress that would relieve if you were actually just consistently moving your body throughout the year. So it's like in the moment that day you're going to be able to relieve stress because you're moving your body and you're saying kind things to yourself and you're starting your day with exercise. And then just think about a year from now, if you're that person that just does this, what other habits are just going to be easier to implement because that's the type of person you are. So again, before you jump into something all or nothing, before you jump into a marathon or an ultra marathon training plan right now, before you do something super intensive, let's figure out, why did you stop exercising? What was it that made you stop? And then let's figure out a solution to that actual problem instead of just a cookie cutter plan that you probably won't stick with. Like, let's be honest, you probably won't stick with it long term, right? Let's actually set some systems for self-care in place. So if you are still struggling, I have something really exciting. 1 week from today, so that is March 8th, Monday, March 8th is the 6th annual Run with Jaclyn Day. Run with Jaclyn Day started out, it has kind of a not so great beginnings. It started out with my 100-day running streak. Again, 100-day running streak on day 98, 99, 100. Oh my gosh, I was like so ready for this to be done. Day 101, woke up, could not, I was just so excited to not have to run. And I did not run for months and months and months. And what did I do to get myself to run? I signed up for a marathon. Don't do what I did 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Learn from my mistakes and do something differently instead of jumping into this all or nothing crap. Gradually build it in. So on Run with Jaclyn Day, you're committing to running or walking or run walking 1 mile on March 8th. And this year, just like last year, we're going to be focusing on doing this consistently, getting outside and moving your body for 20 minutes a day. You'll get a copy of the 365 habit tracker, the current one, the 2021 one, version. I really like this one because it really narrows in, like, hey, what is that thing that I am trying to teach myself and my brain and my schedule, that habit that I want for myself, that I actually want to continue on with for the rest of my life? What is that habit? Let's actually mark that habit so you know specifically what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And it's not like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing today? Oh no, look, it's on my tracker. Yes. I go and move my body for 20 minutes, whatever that is, right? And there's also some other examples about eating dessert or like eating vegetables or going to bed on time, self-care habits that are actually going to help you build this foundation in this life that you actually like living. So Run with Jaclyn Day, make sure to click the link below, or you can go to systemsforselfcare.com/run with Jaclyn 2021. And we will get started on Monday, March 8th. I'm super excited. Can't believe this is the 6th year. That's crazy. All right, everyone, take care. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.